Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to be talking to you about how I use YouTube revenue to stack my silver, to build wealth one coin at a time. So I hope you are ready, because I believe that this is a really good opportunity to start off even small. Something is better than nothing. So welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, I'm Christine, and this channel really is about stacking silver, building wealth and backing up your wealth, preparing for preparing for financial freedom, and also in these uncertain times. So tonight live, I'm going to talk to you a bit about what's been happening personally to me, but it is also deeply practical as well, because what I want to talk to you about is exactly how I took my YouTube channel, which I've had since 2013, a long time ago, and I only just got it monetized since October last year. I get appointments from my YouTube channel for my business, because I've been a business coach for over a decade. I've been in healthcare businesses for over 35 years, for example, and really what I'm looking at is my retirement fund, because we really don't know what that amount will be when the time comes. We're hearing today that there's going to be a shortfall for some that are, after 2030, for example, and it could be like 25% of your pension, for example. And I'm looking at my YouTube revenue, which is what I do, is my YouTube revenue when I get paid on the 21st of each month from YouTube. Although it's a small amount, I still purchase silver. Yeah, that's what I do. And even though it's only £3 a day, which is about $4.23 a day I get from my YouTube revenue, and I convert it into physical gold. If I'm looking at silver, then I have to build up, and I then buy a small amount, but usually I get like an ounce of silver, for example, a coin, for example, a couple of coins or 3 coins, for example, or I will buy some gold coin, whether it's 733 grams, a quarter of an ounce, for example. So today's video, I really want to share with you that this isn't about me bragging. It is really to inspire you, if you haven't started stacking silver or gold, that you don't need to be rich to start like what I'm doing, for example. You really need to start saving like what the wealthy people are doing today, for example. So you just need to plan. You really do, and be consistent with it. Just like I upload videos every day on YouTube, because I'm being consistent, because I'm looking at my long-term plan as well, and also to inspire other people that have just started stacking, for example. Now, I started looking at gold and silver in 2007, for example, and I was buying scrap gold and silver in 2007, hosting gold and scrap gold parties, or I would get people to host scrap gold parties, and then I would buy broken jewelry, for example, below the spot price. So I'd buy it for 30% less, and then I would turn them into gold and silver bars, for example. This was in 2007, and my husband was doing that with me at the time, and he was more really good at testing the gold and silver, etc. And what I want to share with you is how you can use your YouTube revenue. If some of you do YouTube and you're on YouTube for example. So why not create your channel to make money for you, doing what you love to do, for example. And then you can purchase gold and silver each month when you get your revenue from YouTube, for example. So I'm going to go into this. I don't use my YouTube to buy clothes or fancy software or random Amazon purchases, for example, because YouTube pays me, but I choose to turn that into real money, like silver, for example. And here's the thing, right? Although it's £3, which is $4.23, for example, a day, for example, I turn that into about $90 a month, for example. So then I can purchase gold and silver physically, you know, the coins, for about $35, for example, for each one. So that's 2-3 ounces of silver every single month that I'm able to purchase, so that I'm looking at my longevity, I'm looking at my retirement plan, for example, because when it comes to gold and silver, it's something that you look at in the long term, because it is a long-term thing, for example. And for me, it is a retirement plan, for example. So let me continue here. So like I said, I buy 2-3 ounces every month. So does that, imagine what that means in a year, for example. That's 30 ounces of silver a year, for example. So imagine that over 10 years, that is a retirement hedge. This is my 10-year wealth plan, and I'm building it one coin at a time. And I don't know how you feel about that, if you're also building one coin at a time. I'd love to hear your comments in the chat, for example. So how can you start with what you have? I'm not saying that you need to be a YouTuber and a creator, for example, to do this. But think about it. Are you getting a side hustle income, for example, or maybe you're working and you can put $35 aside each month to buy a piece of silver, for example. You may be selling on Fiverr, you may be doing affiliate links, for example. Are you getting like $20 extra a week from anywhere, for example? So what if instead you were spending it on stacking gold and silver? So silver is still affordable. You don't need $1,000 to start, for example. Look, the banks are already buying up gold and silver. They're using it as a hedge because they can't rely on the currency. You know, this cash that we have, it's going to just be good for paper for wiping our noses with, for example. So what if you instead was to think about spending it to stack it instead? So really you need to have that discipline. You need a reason, and mine is a financial piece for when I get to retirement age, especially now that there's going to be a shortfall. So I'm looking at that buffer for my retirement, for example, because mine is never wanting to be caught in a crisis without something real in my hand. I like to have this in my hand, for example, physical silver. So one of the things that you need really is to, if you haven't done this already, is to have a mental shift. Okay? It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you've got. So even $1 a day is 30 a month, for example, and that is one coin you can buy. The goal is really, it's not to impress everyone. The goal is to look at a system, and whilst others are saving in an app, we're stacking physical wealth. I know some of you watching are content creators, just like me, business owners, just like me, or retirees, just like me, for example. Ask yourself, could I stack 1 ounce of silver a week with what I already earn? Because if you can, that's 52 ounces a year that you would have of silver, for example. And that could be really life-changing, especially later on. Silver is going to be going up anyway. So if you've been wanting to start, let's make it happen. Let this be your sign. What's happening globally, economic uncertainty, etc. The banks are buying gold and silver because they know that they can rely on physical silver and not the currency itself. Use your YouTube money, use your gig money if you're a singer or you're working, for example, your side hustle money, turn it into legacy. And I'll be showing you my monthly stack in a new video and inviting you to do the same. If you want help calculating how much to stack monthly, check out my free stacking planner in the description. Let's build wealth together that really outlasts inflation and recession, one coin at a time. So drop a comment in the section here and let me know, are you stacking gold or are you stacking silver? Because just doing one thing, just 1 ounce of silver makes all of the difference. Because I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting $4.23 a day from YouTube, paying me for me doing videos, for example. And I'm using that money to pay for my retirement, i.e. I'm buying a gold coin or 2 or 3 gold coins, silver coins, for example. As well as, I'm looking at the gold as well. It's not just 100% silver, but I'm just giving a really good example, something which is attainable, which is real, that you can make. You can increase your silver coin stacking by buying a silver coin once a month. I know $4.23 doesn't seem like much, but when you can buy several coins with it, silver coins, and that adds up over 10 years. So by the end of the year, if I'm buying 3 coins, and prices will go up for silver, for example, that's 52 ounces of silver in 12 months. And I'll just mention what the silver price is currently at the moment, because the banks are literally getting ready. Well, they're buying gold and silver, but silver is about to really fire up because they know that silver will meet any shortfall that they have from their gold. So silver currently at the moment is at $32.69, for example. Gold again is at $3,323.30. You know, it is going up. So is silver. And the banks are literally buying up, COMEX, for example, where gold and silver is stored, for example, they're giving away, the banks, the wealthy companies, the wealthy families, for example, the large banks, reserves, etc., they're all buying gold and silver because they know that the currency is going to become worthless. It's going to go down in value. And this should be like a warning sign, but in a way that's going to help you to make a decision, for example, to start stacking gold and silver. Because if you don't start doing that, then you could end up whereby you're stuck with the currency that's not worth anything. I mean, let's look at the Zimbabwean $1 million. You can't get much for it, for example. So let's look at how you can start stacking. In the description, I've got my stacker guide. It is a 1 year, 12-month guide, as well as a 10-year guide, year after year after year. And like I said, if you purchase, like for me, I'm looking at purchasing three silver coins a month. So YouTube pays me on the 21st, then I then go and buy whatever it is I get from YouTube. I buy silver because that is my long-term plan. That is my retirement fund, for example. Because with regards to what's happened with the stock markets crashing, then it is apparent that our pension is going to be reduced more than what we thought we would have got after 2030, for example. So that's a whole nother video for me to talk about. But today's video is really getting you started on building your wealth. And I'd love to hear from you, whether you are looking at stacking. So like I said, the warning signs have already started. So let's begin. Don't wait for $1,000 to be in your account in order for you to start stacking silver or gold. Start with silver. Whatever it is you can afford to do once you've paid for everything, then a small amount of silver each month. Like I use my YouTube money. Maybe you do gigs, maybe you do side hustle, maybe you want to turn it into a legacy, and this is the way to do it. So I hope that was helpful. Let's build wealth. Let's outlast inflation and recession, one coin at a time, like I said. So drop a comment. How are you funding your silver stacking this month? How do you fund it? And don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the channel if you believe in real money, for example. I just wanted to drop this quick video just to share with you really about how silver and gold can be used for your retirement. If you're earning from YouTube, then why not look at putting some of that money to the side? I'm using my YouTube revenue for silver, for example, silver and gold. And I've explained why I'm stacking using my daily YouTube income that I get. Although it's small, $4.23, it is something that I'm working towards so that I'm buying my coins, for example, when I get paid, for example. And that way I'm building my wealth for retirement. Now, how can you start? Like I said, you can start with as little as $1 a day. My 10-year plan of precious metals strategy, use that. And also, I still believe that silver is the tortoise that's going to win the race. I still believe that it's going to outperform gold percentage-wise. The mindset that we need to grow wealth from small income streams is a possibility. And I want you to be able to do that from a small amount, for example. So download the free silver and gold monthly stacker. For example, the planner will be here. Get the free precious metal wealth calculator spreadsheet. And I stack consistently. So I'm stacking silver with my YouTube revenue, like I said, daily, and teaching you how to do the same. Even with a small income, you can do this. Don't wait for something big to come into your account, then do it. Start doing it now. For example, even if it's $1 a day, for example. So, like I said, are you stacking silver and gold this year? How are you funding your stack, for example? Subscribe to the channel and do download the free gifts here for you to really look at and enjoy. And I want to hopefully I will continue to encourage you to keep saving for gold and silver, creating your legacy, building that as a long-term plan, 5-10 years, for example. So thank you so much for being here today, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. And oh, by the way, it is Mother's Day today, so happy Mother's Day. This is one of the neighbours brought this over to me, which was lovely. She got it out of her garden. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And I will speak with you tomorrow. Take care. All the best. Thank you. Bye.